Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode of From Pillar to Post. It's a very special episode. It's the WrestleMania predictions episode. We're going to go over night one. We're going to go over night two. We may even go over this Bloodsport card. I just found out what it actually is. But anyway, we have with us a special guest. He's back. We drug him out of mothballs. We unfroze him from the carbonite. He doesn't watch Star Wars, so he probably doesn't get that reference.
I've seen Star Wars.
You know where they refreeze in
I just don't watch the new woke bullshit.
Oh no, this is the old one. They rescue Han Solo and they get him out of that carbonite.
Oh yeah, I remember the carbonite, bro.
Yeah. We got him out of the carbonite. It's Daddy Cool AC. What's up, man?
What's up?
That's
I'm
right.
back, baby.
That's right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Good to hear from you, brother.
Yeah.
So I got a quick question for you before we start.
What's up?
Is there any truth to the rumor that your new nickname is Jackknife Joe White?
Jackknife Joe White. I like that, actually. It's better than being Jack Off Joe White, I guess. Of course, people have been known to call me that, too.
I know your game.
I know your game, Joe White. You're out there
You're
jackknifing trucks, Joe White. I know your game. You ain't nothing but a jack off.
Jackknifing wives, jackknifing trucks. Joe White, baby. Joe White, baby.
Oh, man.
Honestly, yeah, that's wild, man. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah,
but I had to break your balls a little bit.
Dude,
you know?
I was laughing at it at the end. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That 10 to 15 seconds that truck was playing ping pong with those barricades in Utah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I could imagine. I had to be like, holy fuck, what is going on here?
It's like, hold on, this is it.
Start saying a fucking novena, right?
Love you, fam.
I know. Oh, man, I could only imagine. But it's good you're all right.
Yeah.
So break it down for me. What happened?
So I told you before we started recording, hit a patch of black ice.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily no one behind me, because the people behind me were able to stop, because I had like 10 cars and another rig behind me. And me trying to play Daredevil, going 55 and a 75 when it's snowy out. So I end up playing ping pong with the barricades. The cab of the truck has completely shifted off its frame. Like 2 days later, when I got back into the truck to get some stuff out of it, I lifted up the bunk and I saw pavement. There's no under box. Like there's little side boxes in a compartment underneath the bunk. Where the bed is, you can lift the bed up. I lifted that up and all I saw was ground. It was that shifted off the frame.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm lucky I'm not dead, dude. I got lucky.
No.
And
we're happy for that. Bro.
Yeah.
When I saw the pictures, I know you posted them on your Facebook page. I was like, oh shit. And at first, obviously the first thing is like, I hope you're okay, bro. You know what I mean? Like.
So they told me to the thing that, here's what pisses me off, dude. They would not have fired me if the cops didn't write me a ticket. They wrote me a ticket for too fast for conditions. Nobody else was hurt. Only thing that the cops had to do was call a tow truck out there, ask me what happened, and write a report.
So let me ask you a question, though. Like, and I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but you're 20 miles under the speed limit, correct?
Yeah.
So what if the same thing could have happened if you were going 45, right?
Exactly. You're that's exactly what I asked the cops. They wrote me a ticket for too fast for conditions. And I said, well, how fast is too fast? And the only answer I got out of those idiots was, hey man, it is what it is. So $160 fucking ticket that I was not gonna fight in court. Because they're going to side with the officers, even though the officers have no witnesses, and it's my word against theirs. Their thing is, I'm the professional driver. I should have known better. That's going to be.
I know I had a CDL before. You are under greater scrutiny when you have a CDL. That is true.
So, I paid the ticket. They towed me back to the company yard, and what kills me is my shit is still in this truck. I got like cooking equipment and all this crap in there because I cook on the road. I had a full tank.
He's got the crock pot for one in there still.
Well, let me no, it's not just I don't have the crock pot anymore. I got the instant pot. in
Oh,
there.
dude. Oh, that's right. The Instant Pot. Yeah, there
Let
you
me
go.
run down. Let's run down what Joe White had in his damn makeshift kitchen, okay? Jackknife Joe White. Here we go. I had,
I kind of like jack off better.
yeah, right? Anyway, no, well, I live close to Greensboro, and there's already one Greensboro jack off, but he got canceled about 5 years ago. So anyway, um, I had the Instant Pot. I had a microwave. I had a George Foreman grill. I had a rice cooker, and I had a mini waffle maker, and I had a electric skillet.
Bro, you got more shit than I got in my house.
Fucking AC's
I'm
got
like, I'm like,
AC's got.
I microwave the rice.
I was gonna say AC's got like a fucking microwave, a hot plate, and if he wants to grill something, a little bitty hibachi that's sitting out in front of the apartment door.
Dude, I'll tell you this. This is the honest to God's truth. If it was nice out 100% of the year, I would grill every day.
Oh, dude, I got the nice side by side griddle combo on the back deck.
Nice. Oh, that's nice.
It is.
I've been wanting one of those. Actually, I was down in Virginia for New Year's. Shout out White House, my boy. And they have a couple nice smokers. We were smoking ribs and all kinds of stuff when I was down there. It was great.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
I got the
man, I gotta
electric
get a
smoker on the deck too, man. I love to cook. I love to cook. I mean, I would sit there and we're gonna get to wrestling in a minute, but I would sit there and find a fucking grocery store to pull into, and because the truck had a little nice mini fridge in it, about the size of a little bit bigger than what a college dorm has, but I would easily spend $200-300 in groceries, and that would last me for like the week, if not more. You know?
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'd cook because these fucking truck stops are horrible. When COVID hit, they took all the restaurants out of them.
I saw some of the shit you used to post before
Dude.
you became the cooking trucker, and I was like, I don't know how this guy does it, but you know what too, you're health wise, you're probably better off anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if I could lay off the goddamn sodas, that's my weaknesses. I love soda, and it's not just because it's nice and sugary. I just love the taste of it. I mean, I like trying different sodas and shit, you know. But
it's funny you mentioned that, but I know we got to get to wrestling, but I got to tell you this because this is gonna fucking blow your mind. I have not had caffeine since October.
Really?
Yep. Not so I have had a couple espressos, but decaf espressos.
Ew, why bother? Why fucking bother, dude?
You know what? It's like a mind over matter thing where when I'm fiending for one, I just grab like a decaf or a double decaf espresso. But I have to either make it myself or I have to know the person because I don't know. I just like if I go out, I won't order it because I just don't trust them because I work in restaurants, I work in bars. Some people get the case of the fuckets and yeah. So I haven't had an energy drink. I haven't had an espresso. I haven't had a coffee, unless it's decaf, since October. And bro, I used to drink like a Bang or some sort of sugar-free energy drink every day, in addition to like 5 espressos.
I got to tell you, in the 2 weeks that I've been off the road, fucking, it's been crazy. Like my morning routine was wake up, take my fucking slew of medicine that my doctor has me on for my diabetes and shit. Go into the truck stop or gas station, get like a little breakfast sandwich if I didn't have any on the truck to throw in the microwave. Go get an energy drink, and this is all at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And by 6 o'clock, I'm on the road. Now that I'm home, I wake up and I'm actually sleeping all night. Now that I'm in my own bed next to my wife every night. So I'm not in a fucking hovel 8x13 box, you know? So
I can't even imagine.
So I'm sleeping till like 7. I'll go to bed at like 11, get up at 7, and it's weird. I'll get up, fix breakfast, or go get breakfast. Got Biscuitville this morning. Shout out Biscuitville. Anyway,
Biscuitville,
dude.
yeah.
If you thought Waffle House was banging, you got to come down further south. We got to take you to a Biscuitville.
Yeah, I got to do it because listen. I love me some Waffle House.
They got a new strawberry waffle right now. I'm gonna have to try that for real. I'm gonna have to
So
get
the
in there.
last time I was there, I had that, I don't know, the big banging breakfast or whatever the fuck it
The
is.
All Star.
Yeah, also yes, the All Star. Yes, that's what I had. Yeah,
Last me and my
had a nice little waitress. You know.
oh yeah, they're always nice in there. Even when you're
Yeah.
drunk, they're nice to you. But anyway, so now it's like I'll get up, fix me something to eat, and like I don't have energy drinks. I stopped drinking them. But it's like I'll get up at 7 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock I'm crashing again for like another 45-minute nap.
Mm.
And I'm gonna have to like I applied for a couple jobs. Like one of them is a work from home job, which I'm not really going. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna like it, but it's gonna be steady and it's gonna pay some bills. My pay is pretty much cut in half from what it was in
Yeah.
trucking. But I do have an interview tomorrow with a charter bus line. So it's like taking a bunch of old people to casinos and shit on the weekends. Or they pick up the local college softball
Ooh.
team and take them to the tournament for the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be good.
They have a list of like 80 events that they do throughout the year. Like they go out to Albuquerque, New Mexico for the big balloon festival hot air balloon festival that they have out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of it is, hey, Sonny, can you take this group of old people to the casino for the day? Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Yep.
And they just opened
Yep.
up a Caesars here in Danville. So, oh man, got a Gordon Ramsay in it and everything. Hadn't set foot in it since it opened.
I think he has a restaurant in every casino on the East
You know
Coast.
what kills me is when that fucker started out. If you ever go on YouTube and just look up Gordon Ramsay boiling point and actually watch him conduct a service in his restaurant, the dude's a fucking beast behind the stove. And
I believe it.
now he's so goddamn soft and he's become such a celebrity chef that he might as well just open up McDonald's across the U.S. and live off that. You know?
Yeah.
It's sad.
And you know what? Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Anyway.
I mean, successful, of course, but the money goes,
yeah,
ends up being corporate and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I want to start off with this before we get into the predictions.
Okay.
Shout out to the folks at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. I've been through there. It's huge.
Yep, the UFC runs a lot of events there.
I think they have a contract with the UFC that they have to hold so many events per year there.
Yeah, it's almost like half their pay-per-views.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of big boxing events there too.
I'm on their website and it says proud home of the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the UFC. So, Speaking of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, get this, dude. They made the playoffs. Here's the schedule of events for this damn arena. And this is why I say shout out to this building and shout out to the WWE production crew too. They got smacked.
Oh, you mean because they probably have it locked down for the whole week, right?
They got SmackDown on April the 18th. They got Stand and Deliver at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, which is 12 o'clock Eastern time. And then on the 20th,
wait, what's Stand and Deliver?
The NXT WrestleMania deal.
That's Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's at 9:30 in the morning Pacific time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you go to SmackDown and then you go to all this other WrestleCon shit that they got going on Friday, you're going to have a real bad hangover Saturday morning trying to stumble into Stand and Deliver at 9:30 in the morning. Can you imagine being a wrestler and being told you have to get up at fucking... You probably got to hit that building by 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
But get this.
You know what, though? I mean...
That's what you get paid for.
I'm guessing a lot of people will get up and watch it, though, no?
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. It's 9:30 a.m. Pacific, but it's 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I don't have a problem with that. I'm off anyway. I feel like the fucker for Friday. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do.
I might be able to watch that live because I got a crazy. This is the crazy part. Before we get into predictions, is I got a crazy weekend myself because I got to work a double tomorrow. Saturdays I work 4 to 3 a.m. now, basically. And then Sunday, excuse me, I would have been off, but it's Easter. And one of my jobs, we have Easter brunch. Oh. So I have to be there at 9 in the morning. So
fucking I'm pouring mimosas all goddamn day for the country club folks.
Well, it's not a country club, but there will be a lot of mimosas and Bloody Marys, of course. But I got it down, bro. I set up a station. I could make like 100 mimosas and 100 Bloody Marys in like 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, you just mix a bunch of them up in the blender to where all you gotta do is pour it, put a celery stick
Yeah,
in.
you know, it's not only that, just having everything like right there where I need it.
Yeah, the mix, the Tabasco, the vodka, rip. All that stuff.
Let it rip. So,
but get this, you know, here's
all what, the go ahead.
Here is what is the tricky part about this, and this is why I say shout out to the WWE production crew and the T-Mobile Arena staff. After Stand and Deliver ends, that thing, all right, it's 9, I'm going to say everything in Pacific time, 9:30 a.m. That show is probably not going to end until about 12:30 p.m.
Makes sense. 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yep.
They got to clear everybody out of there. Clean up that arena because the following day at 7 p.m., their production crew has to move all the WWE shit out of that building because the Golden Knights have a playoff game against the Minnesota Wild on Saturday at 7 o'clock at night.
A home game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Then after that game ends at 10 o'clock at night, the WWE crew has to come in, move all their shit back into the arena because they got to get ready for Raw on the 21st there. If I'm WWE, I'm freaking the fuck out right now.
What's the day? Is that you said, so they have a game on Easter?
On the 20th, yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it here. Yeah. And
then on the 21st, they have Raw. They have less than 24 hours to get that fucking building back into shape.
And then I got another one for you. On the 22nd,
the playoffs resume. Yeah,
I just looked it up. Yeah. Oh my God!
Can you imagine that WWE?
I can't imagine.
They're freaking the fuck out right now. If I'm in
if I'm the hockey team, I'm freaking out too.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the hockey team, I'm sitting there going, "Got to get that fucking ring out of here, and that lighting rig, and that big ass stage out of here."
Oh, that's.
And if
crazy.
I'm WWE, I'm doing my best to organize with the arena, going, "Do you have somewhere we could put this shit so that we don't have to load it up all back up into semi trucks?"
It might have to. I mean, I mean, how would an arena have that kind of storage? I mean, maybe they do. I have no idea.
That's crazy.
Wow, that is wow. Good for you, bro.
I
didn't even know that.
I will say this: we went to Bad Blood back in October in Atlanta. Me and my son did, and they did the thing where we're going to show them live building the stage on YouTube. The doors for that show opened at 7 o'clock, I want to say, or 6:30. 6 o'clock, somewhere around there. No, they opened up earlier than that. They opened up at 4:30, I think, because it was an early show. By 3:30 in the afternoon, they had just the cell put up. They didn't have the ring put up. They didn't have nothing put up, and they cut the feed at 3:30. I remember. But me and my son stepped foot in that arena.
You know what?
And it was all set up and good to go. They
probably have a lot of manpower.
Yeah,
dude. You know, think about that. Like, they're probably playing a premium too. Vegas, all that manpower, the night before a holiday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, wow, that's wild.
And
literally.
To think, I almost went to this Mania because we were planning on. That's out the window now. We were planning on going out to Vegas for a week in July or June, and we ended up when they announced this WrestleMania. I told my wife, I was like, "Fuck, I want to go out there for that," and we almost did. But we decided not to because I don't want to put up with a bunch of fucking drunk wrestling fans all weekend. So
me and Jigsaw have been talking about doing one, and
Indianapolis
Vegas
is probably
my pick either. I want Nashville, bro. Nashville.
That stadium though, man. That stadium. I don't know.
No, they're building a new one.
They are.
That's so.
That whole area, traffic wise, is fucked up.
Yeah, but you know what? It's I get it, but it's just a perfect way to do Nashville and go to Mania. But so the rumor mill was 2027. I'll say that so people don't, because I said that I'm like 27 Nashville, and everybody's
next year's
WrestleMania
New Orleans.
27 was like, I'm not talking about WrestleMania 27. So 2027 WrestleMania was rumored to be in Nashville at the Tennessee Titans' new stadium.
Right.
They don't know. Well, they don't know that the stadium's going to be ready. I mean, they've done it in New York, so I mean, what? I've been to WrestleMania in New York, but so they don't know that the Titans Stadium that's set to open for the 2027 NFL season is going to be ready in the spring. So they pushed it off, which is why I think it's going to be Indianapolis that year.
Yeah, because Indianapolis
At
is the
Lucas
old one
Oil.
anyway.
Yeah. So I think either 2028 or 2029 will be in Nashville, and that's my target.
My target for my son, I was like, if we're gonna do one, I want it to be easy. I want it to be in a stadium that actually has parking in front of it, so I ain't having to walk my fat ass 3 fucking miles down the road to an arena. I would
But
love
I mean,
to do.
I feel
I
like
would
if
love
you're
to do
in
Indy.
Nashville and you're in a hotel, like that's kind of what you're going to be, kind
Yeah,
of about what you're going to be doing.
I would love to. I would love to do Indy because I've driven past Lucas Oil Stadium many times. It's a great looking building from the outside. I've never been in it.
Well, I
But
think with the success of the Rumble, that it's possible. I think that's probably likely why.
fucking
And I'm
McAfee
sure
will get it there.
McAfee's pushing for it.
Yeah, McAfee will get it there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy to have to do. They're probably already loaded in there for the 18th SmackDown. Then they got to load out on the 19th. I mean, as soon as that damn Stand and Deliver show is done, they got to load out, set up the hockey thing. I mean, it's not that hard. There's videos on YouTube of them. Let's convert a WWE to NHL stadium. It's not that hard to do. But for WWE, who has to come right back in there the next night, you know,
and then you got to put it back to ice.
Yeah. Then you got to put the fucking ice there. I mean, well, the ice is always there. In those arenas, the ice is always there. They just put plywood over the ice.
Right. Yeah. Right. But I mean, you still got to set it up. You got to put the glass back up. You got to do the whole thing.
So let's talk about WrestleMania.
Let's get into some wrestling.
Let me ask you this,
Some wrestling.
because we haven't really talked that much about this.
Yes.
And I wish Edwards was here. I wish fucking Hollywood Edwards was here because I want to get his opinion on this.
Shout
so
out.
bad.
Waiting for True.
Yeah, that's right.
My brother. Shout out.
The build up. Let me ask you this. The John Cena heel turn. I called that shit back in October.
You did.
Yeah. And I knew it was going to happen. I said they're either going to turn him or they're going to turn Punk.
Honestly, I didn't think it would happen. So I'll own that. Egg on face. Shout out Edwards again. Only because I just thought like they didn't do it for all these years. Why would you do it now when he's on his farewell tour?
The farewell tour doesn't mean anything. He can always switch back.
I guess you're right. But that was my logic.
How long was Kiss on a farewell tour at that?
But having seen all of it, I love it.
I have not liked the build for this year at all. I'll be honest with you.
The overall Mania build?
The entire WWE build for this, man. There's certain matches that I did like the build for, but especially the Cody Cena thing, because let me ask you this. Since he turned and joined up with The Rock at the Rumble, The Rock has not been hardly mentioned. The Rock has not been on TV. Yeah. It's like that part of the story went away.
I think they're setting you up for...
What would they... Honestly. I mean, what, The Rock appearing out of nowhere again?
Remember when we were talking about... Well, remember when he did the 3 thing, and then he did the 2. I think you're going to get the 1 at Mania.
I still think that 1 is LA Knight. I could see them putting LA Knight in that position.
Well, I'm not saying... I'm not going to make it a prediction of what the 1 is. I'm just saying I think you're going to see that. I think maybe him not being there is by design. Although I agree with you, outside looking in, I'm like, you know what? That part of it, I agree with you.
It's like, once again, here comes this...
Not mentioned, where's The Rock? But you know what? You want to know something? The one thing I love about this, and there's probably people out there that are going to say I'm wrong, and that's fine. I'll stand on my hill with this one. I love that they barely had any physical interaction.
Oh, I love it too.
Because
Except for the fact
I
that it's
want
the
them to
same
beat the
fucking
fuck
promo.
out of each other. Yeah. Yes and no. I get it was repetitive, but I think that they did a good job of not making it the same. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I want them to fight. But the place they should fight is at the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that part about it, like, I'm fiending to see that match. I'm fiending to see the three-way match between Punk and those guys. But to go back to your original point of the build, it's very top heavy.
Yeah.
There's a couple matches, like, we're gonna go through it. There's a couple matches I could give you. We should probably just start going through it. But that I'm excited about. But dude, the rest of it, I'm like, buzzkill. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, let's take it back further. Let's talk about the Rumble, because Jey Uso
kind of a micro. Go ahead.
Jey Uso winning the Rumble, to me, I was like, yes, I wish to God that they would let us bet on this shit in DraftKings, because I put my money on Uso. I predicted Uso was going to win it, and he did. And everybody's like, should have been Randy, should have been Cena. And I'm like, guys, they got to make new stars. Now, what pisses me off, and this is going to...
Plus, I think it's good for future Rumbles, where it's not so fucking obvious.
The Rumble, I've always said this, the Rumble, Money in the Bank, King and Queen of the Ring, the Elimination Chamber, they should all be made to make new stars. Nobody who has ever been a former champion should ever win one of those motherfuckers. Ever.
I mean,
that's your star.
I don't know if I go that far, but I also, like, for example, last year, you could have got Cody versus Roman without having him win the Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Because it just made sense.
Yep.
And that's where I'm at with it. Like, I look back. Remember fucking Sheamus won it?
Yeah.
What was that for 28?
Yep.
When he kicked Daniel Bryan's face off and won the title in like 18 seconds at WrestleMania. Like, okay, Sheamus won it. The year that Alberto Del Rio won it. Like, I look back at that and you're like, it wasn't like every year. It just got to the point where it was like there was an obvious winner, or there was a winner the fans wanted that they didn't get and they cried about, which ruined the Rumble. Was ruining the Rumble also.
Like that year, that Daniel Bryan got tossed out, and like everybody was waiting for Bryan to win it.
Roman Reigns in Philly.
Yep.
Well, they booed the year before because Batista won it over Reigns, who they wanted to win it that year. But then the next year, Reigns wins it, and they boo Reigns winning it in Philly because they wanted Daniel Bryan to win it. So I'm glad that we kind of gotten away from that. And I'm glad we're kind of going back. We'll have to wait and see. But we're going back to a way where it's not as obvious, where somebody out of the blue can win it and go for the other title. But I'll say this. I think they've done that a disservice by making it
It's going to be the opening match of night. No, it's going to be the opening fucking match of night 1.
No, I thought it was on night 2.
No, Jey Uso versus Gunther is night 1, and it's probably going to open the show.
Okay. I don't know. I must have saw a misreport.
To me, no matter what storylines you got going on, no matter who won, and I'm a huge CM Punk fan.
It cheapens the whole thing.
It cheapens the Rumble.
I get where you're going.
And the winner of the Royal Rumble should, no matter what title they choose to go for, should be night 2 main event. It makes the Rumble seem important.
You know what the honest to God's problem is? As much as I love Cody, I think some of the knocks on his title run are wrong. I love the storyline, the whole thing. But the problem they have with it is the biggest star in all of wrestling is Roman Reigns still. Cody and Punk are on the same level, and then you have like the one AAA guy who's Rollins, and they're all in another match. And it just seems like both the main events have just sucked up all the whole energy of this entire show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking forward to. I'm a big Logan Paul fan. I know you don't like him. Okay, Logan Paul, AJ Styles. I think it's going to be a great match. I like Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. I think you're going to get a great match there. And I do think Uso and Gunther is going to deliver. Having said that, I don't care about anything else on either show. And here's the other thing, bro. They're doing like 17 hours of coverage.
Yeah,
in 2 days.
18 hours in 2 days.
18 hours in 2 days. In addition to
a 3-hour
SmackDown,
2 hours and 3 hours of NXT, and at least 2 and a half worth of Raw.
You know what? I get it's a celebration of wrestling, and I get it. You know what? Who would have thought this even when we were kids? Like, bro, I was at WrestleMania 11 at the Hartford Civic Center when Lawrence Taylor was the main event, and there's 16,000 people. Whichever at the time they're like, that's great. They filled the Hartford Civic Center. Now it's like we're getting 50, 80, 60, 90, 100,000 people. It's a different world. I get all that. It's just very top heavy.
Let me ask you this with the build question. And you know my opinions on this, and even Meltzer agreed with me after it was all said and done. Shout out to Meltzer. Oh, just this once. Dave, I see you. What the hell happened? Hold on.
Fucking Jim Cornette Jr. over here?
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on.
Jackknife Cornette?
Jackknife Cornette. Goddamn! Fucking jackknife a goddamn truck.
Goddamn, pal.
Anyway. I still didn't tell you what happened. Anyway, long story short.
I told you about them bridges and tunnels.
Long story short about the truck. They kept me in a hotel room for 2 days trying to figure out what they were going to do with me, and then they fired me. That's what they did. And I made money off of them at the end of the day.
Did they pay for the hotel?
They paid for the hotel, and get this, they sent me an advance check for the cost of what would have been a bus ticket home, which was like $650. I got a damn Southwest ticket the same day, $450. So I made about $150 off them motherfuckers.
Good for you. I'm just glad it was Southwest and you landed.
I always tell my wife, I'm not a religious person, but if I had to pick a religion, it would have to be Jewish because I'll fuck you out of some money. I don't care.
All right, I'm not touching that comment. Here's what I'm going to say. Let me ask you a question. Did you say a bigger prayer during the jackknife or before the flight?
Before the flight. Anyway, let's get back to this build. Let's get back to this build. Because, goddamn, honestly, Southwest is not that far different than a Greyhound. It just gets you there faster. The fucking plane is... Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Let's get off this. I want to talk to you about the build. Meltzer agreed with me after it was all said and done. Do you think that they did the right thing by having 3/4 of the build for this, their biggest pay-per-view of the year, happening overseas with those crowds?
No.
They didn't do the right thing at all. Thank you.
No.
And Meltzer said, it best.
It was the right thing.
Meltzer said it best. If you have to stop, you only have so much airtime on USA Network. Netflix will give you the 3 hours, but you try to keep the show to 2.5, if not less. But when you have to stop every fucking promo for goddamn 10 minutes of...
I'll be honest with you. I believe this for a different reason, though.
Go ahead. I'm interested.
Okay. Here's my reason. My friend, wrestling fan group. I know I'm stuttering here. I'm trying to come with the thoughts I'm going. But all right, so for my fandom, the guys I hang out with, the guys I go to shows with, all that, we love like a live crowd, a hot crowd, like it feels big. They're showing a big arena.
Yeah, but when it distracts you and takes you away from the show.
But this is my point, though. Hang on for a second. So I agree with you, but for different reasons. That kind of stuff going overseas, going to England, going to Scotland, going here, wherever the hell you're going to Germany. You could do that during the downtimes. Like, do that in October.
There's a reason why they do it after Mania. There's a reason why they did it always after Mania.
I agree. Because it makes lesser shows feel bigger, right? You don't need it. To me, for the Mania build, you don't need that. You don't need that. What you need is to tell a lot of very good stories.
And
I'm a big mid-card
You can't do that,
guy.
though. You can't do that, though, when you can't cut a promo because you're sitting there in the middle of the arena smiling at our ass off.
That's not even my point, though.
I mean...
I somewhat agree, but my point being is this needs to be about give me a reason to care about every single match on both nights.
Yep.
And I think this is good. This is going to be you record this, red flag it, whatever you want to do, because I think you could come back to this conversation a couple of years from now. They're gonna end up going to 2 nights. They're already going to 2 nights for SummerSlam. They're probably gonna end up going to 2 nights for the Royal Rumble. You can do that. I know you're gonna sell the tickets. I know it's gonna be a big deal. But if you want to put on really great shows with really great stories, you gotta tell really great stories.
Yep.
And you're telling 2 or 3 of them, and then you have like a couple other ones that are decent that we're thinking about, but we care nothing about the rest of it. And that's where I think it's lacking. And I'm not saying make the show more boring. That's not where I'm going. What I'm kind of going after is utilize your time better.
Yeah.
Like, there's one thing that I can't get past with today's wrestling, and this is an overall thing, is when we were kids and we watched wrestling, right? There were a lot of just dudes who didn't like we believed they didn't like each other.
Yeah.
They wanted to kill each other. There was no title behind it. There was nothing else. And we wanted to watch them beat each other up. And I know there was a lot less TV time then, and it's a different way to go about it now. But dude, it's almost like, again, it's so top heavy. And going to Europe for a month before Mania, and I know they probably did it because Mania is late this year. I don't know why they're doing it so late. I think it's a Vegas thing with having a holiday.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I've seen AEW does this.
Yeah.
I've seen the UFC do it before. They like to do events in Vegas.
Yep.
On holiday weekends because people stay an extra day because they don't have to be at work on Monday. The whole thing, whatever. That's all. That's money thing.
It's smart.
But whatever the case may be, you go over to Europe and the whole thing became about the European crowds. It's not about building WrestleMania. I know Cody and Cena and you got. I mean, I don't even know if I honestly think the Reigns Punk Seth stuff picked up the last few weeks, which is why I like it and it's so fresh in your brain. But that stuff kind of it sizzled. It was great with the cage match in New York, and then it sizzled afterwards, and then it got great again. But the rest of it is like right now, and I know we're gonna get into it. I'm like, my mind is like mush when it comes to anything else going on.
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way, man. When you have to look on YouTube the day after these shows, and they post top 10 crowd reactions from Monday Night Raw, they didn't do that this week when they were back in the U.S. Or when they have to sit there and they put crowd reaction for Cody Rhodes, and then they have huge and big letters.
So I've known you a long. I've known you a long time, and I think I know how your mind works a little bit. Does it annoy the fuck out of you that the American crowds are doing the chants they did in the UK?
Yes, it really does.
I fucking knew it.
It's very faint.
It's very faint. The other day we're like, Roman Reigns.
I fucking hate it. I type on, if you follow me on Twitter.
His blood must be boiling.
If you follow me on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it, I call it out every single time and I hashtagged the fucking city, and I'm like, please don't be like them motherfuckers.
I didn't even see it, but I knew it. But I'll say this. I'm gonna back you up on this one. You know why?
Why?
The U.S. crowds are lacking lately. I don't know if it's the product or what. The crowds are just lacking.
I think they're pissed because they don't come over here as much anymore. I mean, you think about it. Last year,
really I mean, they're here all the time, bro.
Pay-per-view wise, last year they did WrestleMania. Okay. They did not do another pay-per-view here again until SummerSlam. That's crazy.
I mean, but we get the biggest one. So you think that's really causing a lull in the crowd?
I don't think it's causing a lull in the crowd as much as it is like also.
I think we're spoiled, bro. We're spoiled.
I don't know if it's being spoiled, man, as much as it is. Maybe we're a little bit respectful. Maybe we have some fucking manners. Maybe we.
Hold on. How many wrestling shows have you been to?
A lot. Not as much. I'll say this. Not as much here lately, because I'm going to SmackDown in a month when they come to Greensboro. But
you want to call the U.S. crowds respectful?
That's why I don't go to indie events anymore, because the indie events here in the U.S. have turned into the nursery rhymes and bullshit.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I just think.
And I'll never go to an AEW show again after I had that encounter with that motherfucker last year at Revolution. So a little bit light.
I'll say this: I wouldn't pigeonhole AEW crowds because of a small sample. Because I've been to more than a few AEW shows, and I've never had an issue.
Dude, you're probably the skinniest one in the motherfucking crowd, and you're the only one in the crowd that doesn't have a neck beard, and that includes the women. The slags that they have show up at these shows.
And they're still wearing masks, too. It's hilarious.
Oh, the women are wearing masks? I couldn't tell.
Come on.
Fuck.
Maybe they should. If they're not.
Forever!
Come on, you're going to get me in trouble already, bro.
Anyway.
I'm trying to help out the AEW fan, and you're just leading me down
the path. There's no helping them. There's no helping them at this point. They're past the point of no return. You know, they posted a photo.
You want to know? I'll say this. After this, let's get into Mania. But I was at White House. Shout out again, White House. The first Dynamite ever. DC, the place is packed. 16,000, 18,000, whatever it was, going crazy for Cody. It is almost comical to see where AEW is now, given where they started. And
it's comical to see where their fans are now. Because I remember going to the Dynamite where CM Punk fought Wardlow. And it was a very small crowd at that what was now then the PNC Arena. I think it's something else now, whatever. But very small crowd. They only drew about maybe 3,000, 4,000 people there. And it was a very respectful crowd. I go to Greensboro a few years later for that Revolution show, Sting's last match. And I got a fight, almost get into a fist fight with some dude. I'll just say he was light in the loafers, if you know what I mean. And he's telling me to do something. And I have to look at him and go, dude, do you think I'm stupid enough to commit a fucking hate crime right now? Well, I'm going to go get you kicked out. And then I ended up getting moved 2 sections away from him that was even closer. So fuck you, motherfucker. But anyway, the contrast is there, man. It's gone downhill.
It is a different crowd.
And Meltzer has enough nerve.
It is a different crowd.
Meltzer has enough nerve to say that AEW is not for poor people. You get these motherfuckers from the backside of the trailer park at every fucking show.
I know. I laughed my balls off when you said that.
Anyway, let's get into night one. I'm going to go in the order that I'm seeing here on this website.
I'll tell you this.
What's that?
I probably paid for more AEW shows than I did for WWE shows.
That's another thing. The ticket prices are fucking outrageous right now, man.
Dude, that's what, dude.
To sit behind the stage.
I mean, with everything.
I sat behind the stage at Bad Blood, and fucking it was $500 for me and my kid. not including parking. It was another $50 for parking. It's crazy.
Welcome to the Northeast, bro.
Yeah, man. Fucking Atlanta. Anyway.
You know what I paid for parking when I went to Money in the Bank in Boston?
Oh God, probably about a 75 easily.
Yeah, and that was
Like
2014.
It's probably like 2-3 blocks away.
That was when Cena won because Daniel Bryan was hurt.
Jesus.
Fucking 2014.
Anyway, night one.
The Shield was still the Shield then. Night one.
Night one. I'm gonna go in the order that I think it's gonna happen, and I agree with the order that's on Wikipedia. So I'm gonna go with this order.
All right, like just go with that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm a big like match order guy. It's one of my biggest bitches about AEW pay-per-views, even when they're good. But go ahead.
They don't have a match order. Tony Khan writes them all down on slips of paper, draws a circle, and boom.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you because they probably just do it as they go.
They posted
honestly, the last pay-per-view they did was terrible. It was the worst pay-per-view they ever put on, and the match placement was awful.
Poor MJF,
including the pre-show.
Did MJF really have that tattoo removed? I hope he did. I really did.
His leg?
Yeah. They posted a video of him having, or a photo of him having the tattoo removed.
I saw something about that. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
Anyway. They posted a picture of Darby Allin climbing Mount Everest, and the Everest is in the background, and I'm like, don't show Tony Khan this, because he sees all that white powder in the background. He's going to go fucking bananas, man. God, I wish I was there.
You want to play rough?
You want to play rough? Okay.
Tony, put your penis away.
I guarantee you that the scene at the end, the fucking end, I remember way back in the day, like 2004, 2005, when I worked at Subway of all places. I worked with a bunch of people who did coke on the weekends. It was a bunch of 40-year-old women who did coke on the weekends. And at the end, like, they are describing Scarface to each other, and the one woman had never seen it, and the one woman did. And the woman who did goes, he's at the end, and she just mouths because she doesn't want to say it out loud. She's like, big coke. I bet you that's Tony Khan's desk right now at the fucking Jacksonville headquarters.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But anyway, night one.
All right, night one.
Opening the show, Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. I have actually liked this build. I wish it was closing the show. I'll put it. I did not start really liking the build until they were back in the U.S. and they started getting Jimmy in on it.
Yep. I was gonna go there too. And I'll say this:
that bloodbath.
I'm with you. I don't think it should open the show. I don't see how it closes the show, given the two main events that you have. I would have, placement wise, put this night 2, maybe even as a co. That's just me.
Because didn't they do that one year where didn't they do that last year where Seth opened up, or the World Heavyweight title opened up night 2 and then Cody closed night 2?
They might have. I'm not even saying open up. I would make it a co-main event back to back. That's what I would have done.
2 world title matches back to back?
Yeah, why not? They do it in real fighting all the time.
Yeah.
And I know. Listen, I get what people are gonna say. If Jay and Gunther put on a banger, you're gonna get the crowd
hyped up.
You know, that little lull with the crowd. I don't think it'll happen because so many people want to see the way they've built Cena and Cody. So many people just want to see them fight. I think they could have got away. I think they could have got away with doing it. That I'm just saying. That's just me. People could disagree.
So I think Usos.
Let's just say it does, and I think it cheapens it opening night 1 especially. You know why, bro? By the time you get to the main event on night 2, nobody's gonna give a fuck about that match.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Unless you have Jey Uso as the first thing out on the Raw after Mania, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna remember.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe you could do that, or he makes an appearance on night 2 in some way. All right. So we're both agreeing Jey Uso is gonna win.
Yep, he has to at this point, and I feel bad because Gunther's title reign has been lackluster.
I agree, and I think there's other things they could move on to with Gunther. And I think that given how this all was presented, I don't think you'll get Jey Uso back to this spot if he loses.
Yeah, I mean, because he's already been there a
I
couple
almost feel
times.
like it's. I know it's wrestling, but it's like must win
Yeah.
type thing.
Oh yeah. If he loses this, he'll never main event another show again because nobody's going to give a damn.
Yeah, but he hasn't even main evented it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. He main evented a tag team match before, and he's not main eventing this
Well,
one, which is
didn't
why
he?
I thought. This is why. If you did co-main event on night 2, like that's almost like you can almost say you main evented, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I know it's not, but in terminology, you know, WrestleMania co-main event. You know what I mean? It just sounds bigger than. And I'm a big person with the opening match of the show. Like I think that sets the tone. We talked about it a million times, and the hardest match on any wrestling show I think is always the second match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and Batista, Undertaker that year.
Yep.
You know, remember they were the second match, and they kind of used that as fuel to have a banger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But opening WrestleMania weekend, I get everybody's gonna say that's huge. I just think like if you did that with AJ Styles and Jake Paul, you could accomplish the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
Logan Paul, not Jake Paul.
Oh yeah, Logan Paul. Sorry,
Anyway,
I love my Pauls.
I think Uso.
Shout out Prime Hydration.
I actually like the primes, low carb.
I like the Prime Hydration. I don't do the energies, but I do
Nah,
hydration.
I stopped my kid from drinking those fucking energy drinks. He's on the prime
Yeah, you got to
hydration
be
now.
careful. You honestly, I'm like against energy drinks now. I would never tell anybody what to do because I drink them myself, so I get it. I don't drink them anymore, especially the primes. But the Prime Hydration is great, and
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite
don't
flavor?
pigeonhole the Prime Hydration because of the energy drink.
What's your favorite flavor?
What's my favorite flavor?
I go with
That's tough,
I
bro.
love the cherry freeze. I don't get into the blue shit because I don't like blue food. Like blue raspberry, anything is dog shit to me. But that cherry freeze is amazing.
You know what? You know what? I gotta go old school, and I can't remember the exact name of it. The all white and black bottle.
Oh, the
It's
Metamoon.
yes, that's the one.
Metamoon's good too.
Dude,
Metamoon
that's
is
my
good too.
favorite. That's my old school favorite.
Let me ask you this, because you've tried you work behind the bar. Have you tried mixing any of those with alcohol?
I mean, I wouldn't do that because I work behind a bar, but I would do that because I'm probably an alcoholic. But so, if you are of age to drink and you are drinking responsibly and not driving, I would say try it with vodka.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Or a gin. Nice gin.
Hendrix.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that. I may try it.
Do a gin. Maybe do the fruit punch with the gin. I bet you that'd be real good.
Hendrix with Wild Moon.
Yep. The Metamoon. Yep.
We might Metamoon. We could make that happen. Interesting.
Anyway.
I might try that while we're watching Night 2 on Easter when if I don't pass out because I have to work fucking 97 hours before that. But either way, let's move on.
Let's go. Match number 2 they have here, the War Raiders.
We'll just jump to night.
Yeah.
No,
the War Raiders versus the New Day World Tag Team Champions. I feel like if they don't I've been loving this heel New Day stuff. Like, I'm a huge video game fan. So when they debuted the new music with the new Tron with the dragon unicorn in the background, I love it. But I feel like the New Day needs to win this.
Oh, 100%. And I think they need to do more with it. I was, when they did this whole thing, I was super excited about it. And I think it's been lackluster. Let's get the New Day a win. And shout out to my boy Warbeard, Bethany, Connecticut, NEW. Love you, buddy. I will
say this.
But
I never knew. You know what I liked about this whole thing since they've become tag champs? I never knew that the War Raiders could cut good fucking promos as well as they have been.
And I'm surprised by that too, because even when Hanson, Warbeard, whatever the fuck they're calling them now in WWE, was around here, he didn't really cut promos.
Yeah, even in Ring of Honor, they just came out and fucked people up, you know?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. New Japan, the whole thing. You know, but storyline wise and what's best for the company and what I want to see going forward, let's get New Day the dub here.
Rey Mysterio versus, I love him because he's getting so much fucking heat. El Grande Americano.
Build from the
Gulf of America. You know they only used that once and then they stopped, I think.
I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking. Whatever. Whatever.
He's the greatest luchador that ever lived. He's going to be huge.
I think it's hilarious. I'm a big fan of Chad Gable.
Me too.
I think he's going to lose, but...
they're going to unmask him
yeah, they're going to expose the whole thing.
Well, I mean, let's think it only has that long of a fuse anyway, this whole thing.
Right. You got to move on from it anyway. Yeah. But here's my only hope coming out of this is more Chad Gable.
Yeah. I want to see Chad Gable get back to like fucking Intercontinental level. I want to see him be like the next Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we both agree El Grande Americano is going to win this.
From the Gulf of America.
Or no, excuse me, Rey Mysterio. I think Rey Mysterio is going to win this and expose Gable.
Yeah, I think he's going to win. Coming out of it though.
Yeah.
Let's get Chad Gable.
It's going to be a hell of a match too, because Rey, even though he's a Hall of Famer and he's in his 50s, he can still fucking go.
I know. You don't even really notice it though. Right?
No, you don't.
It feels like Rey. It feels like Rey from like Bash at the Beach '96. You know what I mean? Like, and you think about it, it's like he's been doing it since then. It's crazy.
Here is a match, number 4 on this card, that I'm looking forward to. They got to keep it short. They got to keep it sweet because of the limitations. But the build to this, I got to be honest with you. The night that fucking Naomi admitted that she was the one that attacked Jade Cargill, and like, they stole the show with that segment on that SmackDown. Nothing else that night touched them. And Jade Cargill versus Naomi, everybody wants to see these two fight. It's going to be a fight. The problem is, as much as Naomi's been built up, and as much as I'm loving the heel turn and the caution tape and the fucking razor blades in her hair and shit like that, and the promos have been real good, in this situation, if I was booking this, I'd have Naomi go over. But I think they're going to have Jade, because Jade's beat her ass since Jade come back. Every time those two have gotten in the ring, Jade Cargill's gotten the upper hand for the most part. So...
but maybe that's the telling point, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to give the win to Jade.
They probably will, but I tend to agree with you. I don't know that they should.
No, they shouldn't. They should have Naomi go over because they got they got a brand new lease on life with Naomi with that heel turn.
Right, and then Naomi or Jade could still chase. Like, here's my thing. This doesn't have to be a blow-off on Mania. It's a mid-card feud. I love. Blood feud. Love. It doesn't have to be a blow. It doesn't have to be a blow-off here. What has more legs? What you said.
Yeah.
Naomi win.
Especially if maybe Bianca Belair comes out and helps.
Over. Yeah. Yeah.
If Bianca Belair comes out, and because we still have not really gotten a definite, when they announced it, Bianca Belair gave Jade the floor to go attack her, and what if Bianca turns heel? Because Bianca's been acting kind of bitchy lately herself, Or
she doesn't, and after victory, Naomi causes Bianca not to win in some fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we'll get there.
You have legs here if you want to have legs. I think you cut the legs off if Jade wins. I'm a big Jade fan. I've been since AEW.
Me too.
Lex Luger, the whole thing.
Yep.
I think she's a star. That doesn't mean she needs to win here either. I think eventually, you tell that story. But the better story here is let's get Naomi the win here, and let's get some legs in this thing.
LA Knight takes on defends his title against Jacob Fatu, United States Championship. I look at it this way. LA Knight needs to lose here so that he can join up with The Rock maybe on night 2. Because think about it. LA Knight loses this title. Clean. Middle of the ring. Jacob Fatu's a new star. Nobody's going to think about LA Knight on night 2. Nobody's even going to think about LA Knight. So if he comes out there and he lines himself with The Rock and helps John Cena, and he's the third man, so to speak, there you go. It's time for an LA Knight heel turn. I get it. Everybody loves them some LA Knight. I think they kind of went awry a couple years ago when they pushed him, and he's cooled off since then because he wasn't going to beat Roman Reigns. Let's be real. But Fatu, you need to strap the rocket to this man's ass, because whether it's next year or the year after, that's your fucking Royal Rumble winner down the road, or your King of the Ring winner. I would rather him win King of the Ring and go through a whole fucking tournament because it means more. But right now, the United States and Intercontinental titles, they're your jumping off points. He can always lose it down the road. But I think that if Fatu loses this, I mean, he's supposed to be a fucking heel. And for the last goddamn 6 months, you've had people chanting, Fatu, Fatu.
Yeah. He's too good.
He is a natural. It's happened organically. It's happened organically. That does not happen every day in WWE these days. So why not take a full...
because maybe 2 of your biggest organic stars fighting each other.
Exactly.
Right?
But I think it's time for...
Here's the thing. I could make a case either way.
Yeah, you could. But I think LA Knight needs to lose.
I tend to agree with you. Rocket ship to Fatu's ass, because just looking forward, I'm thinking that Roman Reigns is going to turn heel, or at least assert himself as a heel eventually, whether it's this weekend or beyond, and he's going to rebuild that bloodline. And Solo, not to knock Solo, but Solo has to be that guy with Roman or something else. But Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf, could play the Solo badass as a baby or a heel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't need the group.
The thing about Solo is
I think you could do the double switcheroo here.
The thing about Solo, and I just looked it up, I can't believe that this man looks older than what he is. How do you think he is? How old do you think he is?
Jacob Fatu?
Yeah.
35?
32.
All right.
He looks older than that. I thought late 30s for sure.
I guess. Yeah, and this is like his second career, because he had the other career, Indies, MLW, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And other issues.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, dude, that's a lot of time, and the way he works, he's a savage. And I think the problem they have with him is he's so good that he's gonna organically get over, and maybe want to play into that for a little while. That's So I can't tell you in October when I went to Bad Blood how many people, and even when I went to that Raw, I went to a Raw in Charlotte right when they got back from the UK, I think, or right before they went to the UK. It was one of the Netflix shows. I think it was like their 5th Netflix show. It was in February. I can't tell you know how you get in the ring and you get into the arena, and before the show starts, everybody's woo or LA Knight, yeah. I cannot tell you how many motherfuckers in that building were going, I love you, Solo, because they love them some Jacob Fatu. Yeah.
And this guy,
no, I mean, believe it. And here's the other side of it. I think LA Knight is good enough to get back over as a heel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can easily do it. So
yeah.
I'm with you on this one.
I mean, honestly, I like a heel LA Knight better than I like a babyface LA Knight anyway. I mean, it's just... You
know who loves an LA Knight?
What's that?
King Firehawk. Shout out King Firehawk.
Shout out.
Drake, baby.
Anyway.
He hates Eli. He hated Eli Drake.
Oh, man.
But shout out King Firehawk.
How's he doing? Have you spoken to him lately?
I haven't. I should reach out. I haven't. But if he hears this...
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. Shout out.
He won't hear it. He's out of the Joe White business. But anyway.
I'll clip it and send it.
Anyway.
He's just gonna turn it off as soon as he hears your voice.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair.
Jack off Joe White.
Jack off Joe White is right. They finally got a good nickname for the jack off. Man, I'm out of the jack off business, man.
I'm out of the jack off business, man. The greatest podcaster on the moon, stars, and sun.
And deep
Love
under
you,
the sea. Anyway. Tiffany Stratton. This is a match that, oh my God, the build to this thing has been like a fucking roller coaster. That promo 2 weeks ago, Tiffany Stratton, champion, Charlotte Flair, women's championship. That promo where they supposedly went off script, and I'm sitting here going, my biggest thing was not that they went off script. You know what my biggest thing about that promo was, AC? I want you to guess.
Not that they went off script. Your biggest thing about that promo was...
I'll tell you. I'll go ahead and tell you. It was the fact that
yeah, tell me, because...
It was the fact that these two were pretty much wearing the exact same fucking outfit. And I know that sounds like a queer as folk thing to say, but you know what, man? Do you not coordinate backstage? Oh, is that what you see each other in Gorilla before this happens, I'm assuming? Is that what you're sharing the same locker room?
Just saying.
Yeah. And it's like...
Blondies.
Anyway, I'm sitting there going, is that what you're wearing? Okay, maybe I need to put on something different. And
yeah,
I'm sorry, Tiffany Stratton looks 10 times better than her anyways. I got a daughter who's in her early 20s, okay? From day one when I first met my wife and her kids, and I introduced them to wrestling because they were not watching at the time. From the time my daughter saw Charlotte Flair, her thing is she looks like a man. She has a manly looking
Charlotte, she's not the most beautiful woman that WWE offers. I totally agree. And I don't know that the surgery's been any better. But
she had that Anya Taylor-Joy shit.
What do you think my biggest problem with Charlotte Flair is?
The fact that it's a Nepo baby?
No, I don't give a shit about that. She has no ass.
Yeah, she has no
Charlotte,
ass.
Where is your ass? You get all this. You buy an ass. Do a fucking squat.
You could
Where is your ass?
You could pay to get your cheeks permanently caved in, but you can't get some fucking silicone implanted in your damn glute.
Dude, I saw this hilarious meme about Charlotte Flair. Like, Roman Reigns' last title run lasted longer than all
her marriages combined. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you.
Oh, man.
I liked the promo where they went off script. I liked it. Because I'm like, oh, shit. She just fucking got the upper hand on Charlotte. Finally.
The other one, they were like, Ludwig Kaiser. Like,
Kaiser's in my DMs. Which
Ludwig Kaiser, the first person accused of cheating and nobody believed it.
Yeah. I mean, and then you got people going, the casual fans do not know that Tiffany Stratton is married or dating Luke. I'm like, motherfuckers, there are no more casual fans. I'll give you a prime example.
Stop being little bitches.
My son-in-law has recently really gotten hardcore into wrestling maybe the last 3 years. He watched it with me, or he would watch it on occasion. But you know now what he started to do once he got into it? He would sit there and watch it, and then he would go on YouTube and watch people like me, or JD from New York, or the fuckers from overseas. There are no casual fans. There are no casual fans. My 15-year-old son, like, has followed the business as far as an inside perspective since he was probably about 6 years old. There are no more casuals.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Everybody knows that Charlotte Flair used to date Andrade or may be married to him. Yeah. Everybody knows Tiffany and Ludwig are going out. I mean, come on.
So let me ask you this, though. Who do you think's going to win?
I think Tiffany Stratton should win. If Charlotte wins, it kills whatever momentum Tiffany wins. And you know what then's going to happen? Charlotte's going to get the damn rap that John Cena used to get. Or like Triple H used to get. All you do is hold down the other guy. So, Tiffany better win. Charlotte Flair does not need the title. We'll talk about it on night 2, but her dad's record's going to be passed before she even has a chance to, because that's the whole reason why she kept winning and losing titles. WWE wanted her to get that record before anybody else. I don't care if she gets it. Okay? I don't even care about the record in general. Even though that's what they're making this out to be with the John Cena Cody match. But sticking to Tiffany and Charlotte, the business, when she was injured for this last year, the business passed her by. You know, you look at the 4 horsewomen, and yeah, Mercedes is tearing it up around the world being the belt collector. She's having good matches. But look at those 4 women.
Her issue is she's got no challengers.
Yeah.
That's not, it's not really her fault. I've actually liked her work lately.
The problem with all 4 of those women, and Becky Lynch is more so when Becky hasn't returned yet. The business has passed them by.
Thank God.
Then yeah. Speaking of no ass, but anyway, you
you
go to grab her ass, all you get is knee joint and spine.
You want to know what? Bailey got more all ass.
Bailey got
all
booty.
4 of them, bro. Yeah.
I mean,
give me some Bailey ass.
You go to grab Becky's ass, all you get is knee joint and spine. It's like nothing there.
And the funny part is her husband wears her clothes, so I mean, imagine that.
But they, I think honestly at the end of this match, I would have Tiffany, win, and then Becky come out after her and be her next challenger. And I'd have her run right over Becky too.
I could live with that.
Those 4 horsewomen. Bailey is now in the business. Bailey isn't even on this WrestleMania at all. Actually, I take that back. No, she's in the tag match the next night. Okay. But look at what Bailey has been reduced to. And Bailey's taking it on the chin trying to get younger people over.
What's that song they sing for Bailey?
I don't care. Anyway. Fucking stupid ass motherfucking British ass marks. I love your food, but y'all can fuck off with your sports fans. Horrible. The only thing they're ever quiet at is fucking darts and pool. And that's only because they got in golf. It's only because they gotta be. But anyway. Tiffany, we're both in agreement that Tiffany should go over. Do you think that they are going to go ahead and put Tiffany over there? Do you think that's what they'll do?
No.
I'm kind of in agreement with you there.
I think that they're going to put it on Flair. I think she's going to eventually, break the record. They're going to make a big deal about it, which I think it's. I mean, listen, if John Cena breaks Ric Flair's record, there's a huge history there. Charlotte Flair I'll ask you this. Name me one memorable title run from Charlotte Flair.
I can't, because she loses it so fucking quickly afterwards.
Right, and that's my issue with it.
Because they've been chasing this record.
And here's the other thing about it. And this is not a knock on her. She's had great matches with Rhea Ripley. She had great matches back in NXT back in the day when she first came up. I get all that. But they've been great matches. I will say this. Rhea Ripley's title run when she had it with the when she was with what's the name? The group there.
The Judgment Day. Before
Judgment Day.
Before Liv Morgan tossed a chair at her and injured her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Her title run right there was one of the better women's title runs I've seen.
It's better title runs in general. Men or women.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that, and I think about that. And Rhea Ripley, if I'm going like levels here, Rhea Ripley's number one. It's not even close. And that's not a knock on Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley's just that good, and they've had great matches together. But then you take that title run. I remember that title run. I can't name you a title run that I remember of Charlotte Flair.
You can't.
And that's the problem. But I do think they're going to put it on her. I don't think they should. I agree with you. Keep it on Stratton, Bailey, Becky, whoever the hell you want to get involved after, go for it.
The main event of night one, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Triple threat match. They're trying to build this up as this is going to change the industry. I heard them say that this past Monday, and I'm just like, no, it's not.
It's going to change the
They're
industry?
trying
How?
to say this is exactly. They literally, Seth Rollins literally said, I think, this match is going to change the
Well,
course of
I
history
mean, I don't
for
take
this.
anything he says seriously when he's wearing women's sunglasses, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Or the big red
Um,
boots. But anyway. Although
so do you want my prediction?
the last couple weeks, his outfits have been a tad more manly, but he's still wearing the women's sunglasses.
Yeah, I know. And I saw he wore the Bray Wyatt boots. Cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's not wearing dresses or whatever the fuck he wears. I know he's a visionary.
The fucking Elton John get up. I mean, I'm sorry. There's only one.
Sunglasses.
There's only one guy that could ever pull something like that off, and that's Elton John.
At least he's out of the closet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't care. That motherfucker could sing and entertain.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
shout out Ellen John.
That's right.
Wait, is Ellen John gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Hell yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of somebody else.
Go watch the movie Rocket Man.
Good for him.
It's fucking amazing. But anyway.
Yeah, good for him. Anyway, outstanding performer. Seth Rollins, I'm not a big fan. I don't know. I don't like this visionary shit. Does he put on good matches? Is he great in the ring? Absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from him there. If you asked me who out of the Shield guys who became the second best, obviously Seth Rollins over Moxley. I liked him more than Moxley from the beginning, but I was always a Reigns guy, you know that, and I'm still a Reigns guy. Punk. Some of you may not heard me for a while. I've never been a big Punk guy up until
he left
AEW.
He left
and
AEW.
then he left AEW, and I love him even more.
Bigger fan.
Yeah, they do. Dude, Punk's great.
Yes.
Every time he comes out, it's like Reigns. It feels big. He cuts a great promo. It's natural. It's believable. His matches are good. I mean, I'm just gonna throw flowers on CM Punk right now. And anybody who's known me for a long time is like shocked to hear this. But I just throw flowers on CM Punk. Where do I think this match is going? And is it because I'm a Reigns mark? Yes, I am. I admit it. I'm a Reigns mark. I've always been a Reigns mark. And I want Roman Reigns to win. And I want Roman Reigns to get the title back. And I want him to hold the title forever. And I want everybody in the universe to cry about it. That's where I'm at. Anyway, here's what I think. I think the Heyman thing's a work. I love that Reigns mushed his face and the whole thing. I think Heyman's going to kick CM Punk in the balls, hit him with a chair, grab his foot, whatever. Heyman's going to turn on Punk, and Reigns is going to win. That's where I'm at with this one.
Here's what I want to see. They've announced that Living Color, the band who does CM Punk's theme song, they're playing the Fremont Street Experience sometime this weekend live. I think you're going to see...
So you think they're going to play the song live?
I think so. I think they're going to play Punk to the Ring, and I want to see Paul Heyman.
Look at what do you see?
The cult of meat with extra cheese. Shout out to Cornette.
I'm going to start sounding like corny.
Goddamn. Motherfucker. Anyway. I want to see Heyman come out with Punk and do like he used to. Hold his watch out for Punk to look at. It's clobbering time.
Play it up.
Roman Reigns.
It makes the turn even better.
Yeah. I mean, especially after what happened to Heyman on Monday.
Right. They're selling it. They're selling it, bro.
I think
the
Paul
wise
Heyman,
man is selling it.
You know, you talk about Seth Rollins and the visionary thing. I think that all comes to an end here. I think we're going to get Paul Heyman siding with Seth Rollins. He's going to look at Punk and Reigns and go be like, screw both of you. You know, you don't want me to be friends with this guy, and you don't want me to be friends with the other guy. Screw both of you. I'm neither one of you's friend anymore. I'm going to go with the visionary.
The wise man and architect?
Yeah. Every wise man needs an architect to put his plans together and in motion.
I don't like it because I'm a mark and I want Reigns to win, but I love it, but I hate it.
And I want
interesting. I never would have thought of that. Interesting.
I would love Seth Rollins to come out and start wearing suits or something way less flamboyant, and go from there. I honestly, when I look at this match, I'm sitting here looking at CM Punk's role, and I'm sitting here going, that probably should be Moxley in that role. As much as I can't stand the plumber, when he was in WWE, he was okay.
I get what you're saying.
Because you look at these three, and you're sitting here going, yes, Punk has history with all of them, with the favor and all that, but it's still, which one of these is not like the other?
Well, the only way to tie it together was the Heyman thing, so I think that's why. The Heyman's the factor. He had to be, because other than that, you couldn't tie it together.
I think night one goes off the air with Seth Rollins winning this damn thing. Paul Heyman screwing them out of this.
Okay, so before we move on to night two, having said that, who takes the pin?
You know what? I think Punk does. And I think he wants to take the pin. Because he wants to show that, yes, I got my main event, but I'm a big boy again. I've changed. I'm willing to do business.
Fair.
He's even said...
Honestly, I think in my scenario and your scenario, Punk takes the pin.
And he even said on that Cabana podcast many years ago, just put me in the main event. Make it an elimination match and eliminate me in 5 seconds. I don't care. I just want to be able to say that I got the experience of being in the main event of WrestleMania. And even still, I'm a huge CM Punk
Was that when Colt had a bank account with his mom?
Yep. I think, Marsha. Anyway. Marsha.
I'm in a locker room with children. Empty-headed dipshits. All right, night two.
Well, you know what kills me? Is on that same podcast, they did a part 2 to that podcast the following week. And Punk is like, I could go anywhere I want to. He goes, I'll go to fucking PWG and work the Young Bucks in Reseda. I don't give a shit. Fast forward 12 years later, 10 years later.
How'd that work out for you, bro?
How'd that work out for you, brother?
Yeah, come on, goddamn.
But I think Punk is going to say, hey.
You want to know what's funny? Every time I see Hangman Page, I still think of CM Punk calling him an empty-headed dipshit, because he plays that on TV every week.
Yep.
Imagine that.
And you know what kills me about Punk?
Here's me throwing more flowers at CM Punk.
Who
would have thought?
But here's what kills me about all this.
Would you thought I would say all this about CM Punk? Would you?
No. But also, 5 or 6 years ago when all that shit was announced, I kept trying to tell y'all what it was going to be. Anyway, and I'm never going to let you or Edwards forget it. Ever.
I don't know. I forgot what you were talking about. Sorry, my mic cut.
So, we were talking about the downfall of AEW and how I reminded you guys of that always, that it was going to be kids in a treehouse.
On the money mark and all that. Yeah.
And I'm never gonna let you guys forget it ever that I was right.
You shouldn't. You were right. You own it. You won it. I'm with you.
The Punk thing.
If I was right, I wouldn't let you. So
exactly.
You might as well not let me.
Anyway, the Punk thing. As a CM Punk fan, yes, he's main eventing night one, and yes, he's gone on record of going, oh, they got 2 nights now, so it really doesn't matter which night I main event. To me, there's only one main event of WrestleMania, and that's the very last match of the weekend on night 2.
I agree.
So, until he main events, to me, in my mind, until he's fighting for a title at the end of night 2, he is not main eventing at WrestleMania.
I tend to agree with that.
Because let's face it, Punk, Reigns...
I know, I agree. I'm with you. And I think, they're going to... The other side of it is they're going to add this to the Reigns count on main eventing WrestleMania, which probably isn't fair. I agree with you. The main event is the last match, always. And the last match is Sunday night.
Yep. So we're going to close out night 1 right there. You're going to get, Rollins with his hand raised by Paul Heyman. And we're going to all find out probably on SmackDown what's going on, because Roman doesn't work Mondays. So
a finger in the air. And I think you're going to get the
Ula Fala
MAGA. I think you're going to get the MAGA OTC shirt. Sale on WWE shop.
But what kills me is they say he's a registered Democrat, but he considers himself a centrist, and I kind of fall into the same way.
Well, he's like his cousin.
Yeah. I love Roman
I'm just
Reigns.
kidding. I don't want to get into the
We're gonna
political shit. I'm
create
just joking.
the office of the tribal chief. Him and Elon. He's gonna join those. It's gonna be huge.
Oh, Roman Reigns.
We
He's
love
beautiful.
we love
Did you see
Roman.
that hair? He
Yeah.
has the longest, most beautiful hair I've
People
ever
talk
seen.
about my hair, man. That's a head of hair. Roman Reigns. We like to say Roman Reigns. He took on Punk and Rollins. Yeah, these guys.
I mean, at least he wouldn't like fill his arms up and call him a specimen like Biden would.
Christ.
There is that. Like, remember LL Cool J?
Fucking zombies in the goddamn White House. Anyway, night two. It's gonna open with Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, and I know you said Rhea Ripley's the best, but in my mind, if you're gonna create somebody new, if you're gonna make somebody established, Bianca's already established. Rhea Ripley is already established. Even though Io Sky has held that title multiple times, nobody has really ever taken her seriously because she's Japanese and goes out there and acts all crazy.
And she's 4'2".
Yeah, but I think if I'm booking this, I have Io Sky pin Bianca Belair.
I mean, you're probably right.
But they're gonna have
what's gonna happen.
But that's not what's gonna happen. They're gonna have freaking Io Sky's there to take the pinfall, which is sad. They've treated her like trash with them pie facing her out of the way and all this. So Rhea Ripley's gonna stand tall and pin Io Sky. They're not gonna pin Bianca Belair. They're not gonna pin Rhea Ripley because we gotta quote unquote keep them strong.
Listen, if I was booking, two things would happen. Roman Reigns would win the title back and never lose. And Rhea Ripley would win the title back and never lose. So you're never going to get an argument from me because I want badasses to win and have titles. I don't see it with Io Sky. It's nothing against her. It's like back in the day when WCW had like the, what do they call it? Like with fucking Jericho and all the luchadors, like Rey Mysterio. And this is not a knock. It's a cruiserweight. Thank you. I know it's the women's division and the whole thing, but you want to know something? When I see Rhea Ripley, I feel like she can fight. When I see Io Sky, I'm just like, you know what I mean? I hate to say it. It's just my personal opinion.
You also
if she
got
wins,
something.
Okay. I don't honestly. I think the feud sucks. So whoever wins, I don't care. I really don't care. I'd put it on Rhea Ripley. That's what I would do.
You also got something else getting ready to happen. And Stand and Deliver comes into play here. They're going to call, I think, either Stephanie Vakir.
Jordan Grace.
No, well, Jordan Grace is going to win the title. But anyway.
I want to see Jordan Grace fight Rhea Ripley. That's what I want to see. But
not yet. Not yet. Because
eventually, yeah.
You got two people who have been there before Jordan Grace got there who probably should never have been in NXT to begin with. One of them said she wanted to go to the main roster, Stephanie Vakir, and then she says, no, I want to go to NXT. But Io Sky versus Stephanie Vakir, or Io Sky versus Julia, give me that. Especially Io Sky versus Julia, because they both got that Japanese background, and they could probably have a hell of a match.
I mean, could we have a woman, instead of having two women's titles, could we have a women's cruiserweight and call it that, and I might feel better about it? Maybe.
You could get rid of the damn women's tag titles and do that, because the women's tag titles really don't mean shit.
Right, yeah, that too. Agreed.
But I think Rhea Ripley's going to pin, as much as I hate to say it, and as much as I don't really want it.
You know what? You sold me. I think Io Sky is going to win, and I don't love it, but I think that's what's going to happen.
And also,
I'm going with your plan.
You gotta factor in it's a triple threat match, so there's no DQ.
And I do think that if Io wins, I think that Bianca will take the pin.
Yeah, they're not gonna pin Rhea Ripley.
Probably.
No matter who, you know, Rhea Ripley's not taking a pinfall.
Right. I get what you're saying. Rhea Ripley's either going to win or lose because the other person got pinned. She's not going to.
They're going to do the whole bit where somebody hits somebody with a finisher.
I feel that way about the other three-way.
Yeah.
I don't think Reigns will take the pin either.
They're going to do the bit where.
Or should they? They're the badasses. They shouldn't take.
They're going to do a bit where Rhea hits her finisher. They're going to do a bit where Rhea hits her finisher, and then somebody, one of the other two, comes behind, throws her out of the ring, and steals the damn victory. That's what they're going to bill this at. I guarantee you that's the
Okay.
finish.
Could happen.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Well, before we get to that, there's one match not listed here that probably is going to be number 2 on this. Orton and Solo, and I see a lot of people going, don't put him against Solo. He should be going up against the general manager of SmackDown. And as much as I agree with you, and as much as it makes sense,
I like that.
I like it, but it's not the way they're going to go. We're not going to find out until probably Friday who his opponent is, or he may come out Saturday or that Sunday and go, who's my damn opponent? I'm not leaving the ring till my opponent gets out.
Randy Orton versus Magnus. White House might actually come in his pants.
That would be. It's a good match, and he hasn't wrestled for the company.
Absolutely.
I'm honestly, Nick Aldis. I'm surprised he hasn't wrestled yet. I'm surprised he put.
Right.
He
I actually thought at some point they were going to do Aldis versus what's his name, Adam Pearce.
Yeah, and this sucks for Kevin Owens, by the way. It really does, man.
Listen, I like Nick Aldis in this role, but having him, get into some matches wouldn't be a bad thing.
When you have a general manager,
the people who haven't seen him would be surprised.
When you have a general manager who looks like the white version of Stephen A. Smith when it comes to busting out, it looks like he's about to bust out of a suit. That's, come on. Nick Aldis last Friday, when he walked out there, I'm like, dude.
I mean, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I put Stephen A. Smith and Nick Aldis.
No, I mean, okay, whenever you see Stephen A. Smith wearing a fucking suit, the dude's so damn jacked, he looks like he's about to bust out of the damn thing. That's what I'm saying. And Nick Aldis looks the same way. Last Friday on SmackDown, he came out there all puffed up and jacked up, and I'm just like, motherfucker, that shirt gets any tighter.
You want to know what? Imagine that Aldis. It doesn't even make sense what I was about to say. I was going to say Aldis versus Solo at SummerSlam, but it would be better. Aldis cost Randy, and then Randy versus Aldis at SummerSlam. Maybe it could work.
I mean, I hate to see them. I hate to see them going back to the authority figure shit.
Solo's in a very weird spot.
Yeah.
And it's tough. And I mean, listen. Here's the problem. I don't think it matters if he wins or loses, and I think that's a problem for Solo. I don't. Confusing myself here. I don't think it matters if he wins or loses. I also don't think it matters if Randy Orton wins or loses, and that's why I just think it's like everybody wanted Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. It can't happen. We know it. So, I don't know, man. It's just I'm kind of down on the whole thing. I think Solo's gonna win, but I don't know that it's really as big a deal as for him that it should be.
I think Randy's gonna win either way, and here's why. Look at it this way: if it wasn't for Owens getting hurt, we would not have a Solo Sikoa match on a WrestleMania card after the year Solo has had.
You know what? You're right. That is a good point.
So I think also this leads back into night 1. I got a funny feeling that Solo is going to do something to screw over Reigns. They're going to try to keep that bloodline bullshit going as long as they can.
I don't know. See, I think it's going to go the other way, where he's going to kind of bring them back together. And that's why I think Jacob may go out on his own, and then Reigns brings Solo, Jimmy, all the guys who aren't winning back. We'll see what happens with Jay. So I'm with you. I just think the dynamic is a little different.
Yeah. So I think I think that's going to be match number 2 on this night. Because then you're going to have number 3 is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I honestly do not care who wins.
So real quick, I'm going to change my pick. I agree with you. I think Orton's going to win. But go ahead.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defend their women's tag team titles versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I don't give a shit. This match, honestly, is the bathroom match of the night. They're gonna. I don't care. They don't even care about these titles.
Hey, Bailey,
I just want to see Liv Morgan.
I want to know, will you be my
I just
girl?
want to see Liv Morgan come out in Daisy Dukes and flash everybody. Can we just have that? Can we just have that? Just have her bend over for 3 minutes and say, "Have a good
I want
night."
to talk more about Bailey's ass.
Bailey too. Just have them come out.
Again,
Have all four of them just come out and bend over.
this match does not. Unfortunately, this match doesn't matter. I know. I hope they put on a good show. I mean, I think Bailey will probably win. The Bailey group will probably win there, and that's it. You know.
Then number 4 on the card probably going to be the sleeper match of both nights. And I'll agree with you here. It's AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. It's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be this is the sleeper match of the weekend. Would you agree?
Oh
with
yeah,
that?
absolutely.
And
Banger.
They're going to tear it down. I'm glad AJ's back. I'm glad AJ's got his old theme song.
I don't even know who to root for.
You're going to see some crazy shit in this. I'll give Logan Paul credit. That new pulverizer move, that flip over vertical into a DDT, it has the potential to fuck someone up someday, but as long as he keeps landing it right, I'm all for it.
Did you happen to catch any of the Logan Paul interview with Taker on his podcast?
No.
Yeah, I'll send you something.
Are you talking about when Logan had Taker on his podcast?
Yes.
I think, oh God, it's been a long time ago, but
yeah, it's a while. But I think you're seeing the effects of that, where the big conversation in that podcast was, like all the crazy moves, and Taker was saying they were talking about the move with Ricochet, where they both jumped across the ring and killed each other.
Yeah.
He's basically like, if you do that, then the next match you have to do something to top it. And you have to constantly top it. But if you tell stories, and you're a better in-ring storyteller, you don't need those spots to get over. You get over with your storytelling. And Logan was very receptive to that whole thing and talked about how he thought about that as well. And I think that new move and what he's doing now is him morphing into that, which I think is awesome.
The thing that kills me about this match,
dude, how great is AJ Styles? Come on.
The thing that kills me about this match is, where do you go with either one of these guys after this, regardless of who wins or who loses?
Fair question.
But I think, I honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying this, you put Logan Paul over.
I think so too.
You put Logan Paul over. It would be crazy if AJ went for a phenomenal forearm and Logan found a way to catch it and turn it into that fucking move.
Dude, that'd be sick.
But this is going to be your sleeper match of the night, which
and then he could be a great first challenger for Jay. There's a lot of things you can do with Logan coming out of it, and I don't think it hurts AJ. So
do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think sooner or later? All right. I want to ask you. Within the next 2 years, are we going to see Logan Paul as WWE champion?
In the next 2 years?
Yeah.
Which champion?
Doesn't matter.
Like it doesn't matter. Cody's carrying or the other one?
Either one.
Yes.
Because I'll be honest with you, Jey Uso is not holding that title for very long. I don't see a long title.
I understand. And I just said it. I think he could be the next challenger. He might even win it at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say yes. I don't know that it'd be the one that Cody's carrying, because I think eventually that's gonna go back on Roman, and you're gonna get another long run there. But the other one, the one that Gunther has, that Jay's probably gonna win. I'd say yeah.
I'm gonna reverse the order that they have on Wikipedia here, because I think match number 5 is going to be Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I don't give a crap about this. You're gonna need the street fight, the little plunder and everything to kind of cool the crowd down, or maybe even you put the street fight in there to keep them from being cooled down. I don't give a shit about this. They've diminished both of these guys. I never was a fan of Damian Priest's title run. I don't think he should have won it in the first place last year, but I don't care. Give it to Damian Priest. I don't care.
Here's where I'm going to go with this. I agree with everything you just said, but I think these guys are going to make it a match that you enjoy. I'm not a big street fight guy, but I think they're going to do a good job of this.
I will say this: I enjoyed the street fight between Owens and Sami Zayn. A lot.
Yeah. And I think you can get that level here.
Yeah,
I think
they're not going to overdo it.
I think here's what I say. I think it'll be entertaining. I don't think they'll overdo it, but I also think you're going to be like, holy shit, that was an awesome match. But I don't know where you go with either one coming out of it.
Now,
I agree with you.
Do you think the match order that they have here on Wikipedia, and I know everybody's going, Wikipedia, don't trust Wikipedia. They have the full card here, guys. Except for the Orton match.
We're just going by the full card and the guesstimated match order.
The Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic, if they put that on after Logan Paul and AJ, because AJ and Logan Paul are going to have a banger, then it's not going to mean shite. But if you put a street fight on with a bunch of plunder and everything that gets the crowd still going,
if you want to open night one, that 4-way should open night one.
I agree, honestly. I agree there. But the 4-way, Braun, Penta, Balor, Mysterio, Dominic is ready for this. It's time to pull the trigger. Make new stars. Breaker's established. Penta is established. Penta was established before he even got there. Balor is. I feel so bad for Balor. He's.
So are you pinning Balor here?
I think Dominic pins Balor. Yeah.
Ooh.
I think Dominic pins Balor. And the crack into Judgment Day forms. Yep. I think the fourth member of the everybody's saying we need a new member. I think Balor is out, and Aleister Black is in.
Interesting.
I said it from the get-go when they announced that Black was coming back.
You know what? I want that to happen.
I'm in. From the minute that they said Aleister Black was coming back, I'm like, he's in the Judgment Day. There's no other, he's in the fucking Judgment Day. But Dominic pins Balor.
I'm gonna be disappointed if it doesn't happen now.
I don't care.
I'm in, bro.
I don't care who he pins. I want Dominic Mysterio to win a fucking title for a change. That means something.
I'm in.
Then closing out the show, Cody Rhodes defends against John Cena. Now let me ask you this: do you think this ends up like? I don't know how familiar you are with the Marvel movies that they do. But everybody compared last year's deal to Avengers Endgame with everybody coming in.
I heard
good versus evil.
I heard the comparison. I have no reference point because I didn't watch it.
Oh man, you need to go watch it. Go watch Infinity War first and then Endgame. They're really good movies. But anyway, do you think we see something like that this year with The Rock coming in and then people coming in to help Cody and Austin's going to be there this year? Unless they don't pay him enough money, he just flies home after the Hall of Fame, which I hope not.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think so either. I think this right here needs to be... I think
you're going to get a mano-a-mano.
Yes, this right here needs to be a one-on-one, clean pin, no shenanigans wrestling match. Never mind a fight. We need to see John Cena. It's crazy when John Cena, 6 months before this, he was on a podcast, I think it was Ariel Helwani, where he was talking about turning heel. And he said, we were so close back in the day to doing it. I had new singlets made. I had new music made. You were going to get less, instead of the you can't see me, you were going to get less of that and more wrestling out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think with this...
Interesting.
And we got none of it. And Cena incorporated that into that fucking promo he did in Brussels, Belgium.
I kind of like that. I'm not going to change my music because you want me to.
Yeah, because
I kind of like that.
He also said many years ago when people were talking about him turning heel, he did an interview where somebody asked him about it, and he goes, Why am I going to turn heel? So you can cheer me? You know, and
Yeah.
people
Well,
aren't
I
cheering
think
him. People are booing him.
But here's what I think, bro. I think if he changed his whole persona as a heel, he would have gotten cheered. And I think the fact that he stayed Cena but heel was like a mind fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I did not agree with was the same
Because
old...
all for 2 weeks when he was off TV on social media, all you saw was new look, new song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all these different ideas. And he came out with his fucking shirt, with his fucking hat, with his fucking towel, with his fucking wristbands.
Do you follow Cena on Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it all the time, but I do.
He did.
Most of the time, he just posts stuff, and just like he'll just post a picture with no explanation.
Exactly, and let you interpret what it is. I find it
Yes.
funny how everybody was like, we got heel John Cena before we got Grand Theft Auto 6. And what does he do the very next Monday? Posts a Grand Theft Auto 6 poster on his Instagram. I'm like, this motherfucker gets it. This guy gets it. And I can't stand... I'll be honest with you. I was one of the ones for 10 years now that have been booing this guy. The moment he won the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 21, I was like, dude, I want... Hell, even when he came in as the rap gimmick, even when he came in as Ruthless Aggression, I knew who John Cena was because I watched that A&E...
Hustle, loyalty, respect.
Well, let me tell you this. This guy, I watched that they did it's on the internet. They did a documentary for A&E back when wrestling was like really fucking big. This is like maybe 2000, 2001, somewhere in there, where they profiled APW, All Pro Wrestling out in California, Rick Bassman's promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, they didn't focus on it, but you saw Samoa Joe in the background, because that's where Samoa Joe started. But they heavily, like one of the damn main wrestlers that they were focusing on in the documentary got thrown in jail and went to court and got thrown in jail, got sent to prison. So they're like, okay, we got to elevate a guy to take this guy's place in the promotion. I mean, they even show you like some of the wrestlers going to court to be character references to this guy who fucking shot up somebody, I think it was, or committed a robbery, but he ends up getting sent to jail. And then they go, well, when one door closes, like they're going to break in the documentary, and when one door closes, another door opens, and they show John Cena. And then they proceed to show the making of the John Cena prototype character, where he's like got the flat top haircut, and he's making the mannerisms with his muscles like he's the fucking Terminator, and he's killing it on fucking promos. He ain't hardly been in the ring yet, but he's killing it on fucking promos. And that in that documentary, they show Bruce Pritchard showing up to one of their shows, and they sign John Cena to go to OVW. He goes to OVW and does the prototype character there. That move that he does, that spin out powerbomb shit before he does the you can't see me and the 5-knuckle shuffle, that was his finisher. It was called the Proto Bomb, and I love that move. I love that fucking move. So when I seen him show up in 2002 on WWE TV, I'm like, thank God they're gonna bring over the fucking prototype. And then no, they didn't. They turned him into Ruthless Aggression, which totally failed. And then the story goes.
Well, you know what happened, pal?
Yeah.
Had a John Cena dildo.
But no, what happened was Stephanie McMahon heard him freestyle rapping in the back of a bus. So it's Stephanie McMahon's fault that we got this shit. But I was hoping that when this heel turn happened, we were going to get prototype John Cena. I'm the prototype. I'm what this company wants. When WWE imagines a wrestler, and yes, there's that guy that we don't talk about anymore, but when this company imagines a pro wrestler, I'm the prototype. I'm the guy they look at. I'm the reason why I hold the record for all these make-which. I'm the prototype. And what happened? You booed me. So now I'm going to be the real prototype, and I wanted prototype Cena to come in. I wanted the fucking, no jorts, no nothing. I'm not saying we need a new theme music by him. If anything, don't sing your own fucking theme music. Go get a Jim Johnson generic track that's been sitting in your vault for 10 fucking years. I don't care. I wanted him to go as far away. Yeah, or even nothing. Come out to fucking nothing. Look at what they did when they turned Batista heel. He did the pyro.
I'm okay with that.
But get as far away from this as possible. And that's not what we've gotten. And also, you take the fact.
No, I given the scenario you painted, yes. Given the scenario that Cena was going to give everybody what they wanted, and now he did it, I love it.
But here's my thing. Cena can work.
Who's going to win?
Who's going to win? John Cena. Cena's going to win. Cody Rhodes' title reign this last year has been okay at best. This is what happens when you win a title and then you don't fucking, defend it on half the fucking shows that you have every year. But you defend it at every dark match of every fucking pay-per-view, every SmackDown.
I'm going to use my little, I don't know. I like TV shows. Little brain here. I think that you will get one run-in. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to say how it happens. I think The Rock has a plan here. And I think somehow it's going to get messed up and Cody's going to win. And I think they're going to do Cody versus The Rock at SummerSlam. Because I think
that's a long build, though, dude.
I know, but it's in New Jersey. It's 2 nights. They got to sell out a football stadium for SummerSlam. Cody versus The Rock.
What do you do with Cena then? Cena's got to be on pay-per-views from now until December.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get creative there. I get it.
I think John Cena wins it by way of that run-in, and that run-in is L.A. Knight. And then you come out on Raw and go, how fitting.
We're going ahead. Wait, I don't know if you kept track of who picked what here.
Not really, but
no, I know. Yeah, whatever. We could go back through it. Whatever. I'm just saying I'm going to go against you on this one. I think Cody's going to win, and I think we're going to get Rock Cody at SummerSlam. I think that was the plan all along.
The problem is Moana 2 made $1 billion at the box office, so Rock automatically thinks he has a Hollywood career again. I said it last year. The only reason why he came back is because his Hollywood career was faltering. Now that he's back making $1 billion movies again, he doesn't need WWE anymore.
I mean, but why get involved then again? He injected himself. He seems to be injecting himself a lot.
And then he went away, and it's all been swept under the fucking rug.
But I think it's part of it. I think it's part of it. And
then Triple H is out there. And then Triple H is out there doing interviews this week talking about how it was his idea to do this. No, Rock came in and fucked up your plans yet again, just like he did last year, dude. Come on.
Maybe.
And you can't badmouth The Rock because he's on the board and could fire you. Come on. Let's be real.
Maybe you're right.
But I think Cena wins by way of a LA Knight run-in. And then you have the next night on Raw, maybe you have Rock and Cena come out there. Maybe they call themselves like the Hollywood Trio.
All right, so let's.
You got 2 movie stars and L.A. Knight. It fits L.A. Knight. He's billed from Hollywood, California, even though he's from Hagerstown, fucking Maryland.
Yeah, but it's. You know what? Here's the great part about it. Next week when we reconvene, we could see what happened. Have great ideas coming out of it. I don't necessarily disagree with your premise on this match either. I just think that I don't think Cody's run is over. And the Cena taking the title home thing, he's going to have to, if he wins it, he's going to have to lose it. And I don't know how do you get there? If you're going to tell me that it's going to be Roman Reigns and John Cena at SummerSlam or Roman Reigns and John Cena at Survivor Series, maybe I could buy that. If he wins it, I just don't see how he loses it. And that's my problem with it. And I also think that this story's been building that you're going to get Rock and Cody. So I will say this: even if you're right and John Cena wins it, he's obviously going to have a huge match at SummerSlam. I think we're going to get Rock and Cody either way, whether it's for a title or not. Because I just think at some point that match has to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I don't, honestly, they're at a low point right now, but they're still at a high point. I think you're going to sell that fucking stadium out regardless of who's on top, as far as SummerSlam goes.
I mean, it's a huge market for them. I get that. It's a good time of year, warm, the whole thing. I get that. But you know what? Still, they actually may get more in house attendance for SummerSlam than they do for Mania this year, because I know Mania is going to be down a little bit being in Vegas, and the price and the whole thing.
Oh, like New York prices aren't going to be jacked up too? Come on.
I mean, it's New Jersey.
Fucking $20 for a Big Mac at a McDonald's up there. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, honestly, though, you're talking about New Jersey. You're talking about the dead of summer. You think that SummerSlam tickets are going to go for what Mania tickets are going for, and it's what's caused them to have. I mean, let's be honest. They're not going to have 80,000 people.
No.
I think, but do if you ask me this, here's what I'm saying though. I think that their average attendance for the 2 nights for SummerSlam will be better than Mania. I'm not saying the gate will be better because of the ticket price. I'm saying it probably be a little bit lower. It's also summer. It's also New York, which is a huge market for them. But it's also, like I said, it's New Jersey. It's not like you're in the middle of Manhattan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're in the swamps of Secaucus. So.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, and, literally, I've driven right past that stadium, literally on street level.
I mean, anybody who drives from the south to the north pretty much has to.
Yep.
There's a couple other ways you could go.
By the way, with you living in Connecticut, have you driven past the new WWE headquarters yet?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking huge.
Many times.
It's huge.
Many times. Yep.
I mean,
they actually they sold the old headquarters. It's going to be new apartments.
Yep. And the new one, though, the new one is more visible from the highway, from 95 than the old one was.
Yes. Well, yeah, because you're, and it's right in that district where all the huge businesses are.
It's right
down in Stamford there.
Honestly, it's more near.
I was born in Stamford, bro.
It's more near Darien than it is Stamford, honestly. Because, like, you got those service plazas and everything, like, right when you pass it. So, I was just up there a few months, 2 months ago.
Yeah, but it's further into Stamford than the old one.
Yeah, it is.
Because the old one was exit 11 heading north, and this one's like around exit 9 heading south.
Yep.
Yep, it's like right in that district. I get what you're saying. It's right in that district.
I mean, the place is
where
fucking huge.
Everything is.
I passed the old one,
beautiful,
and I'm like, man, to see that big building and not see a WWE flag flying on top of it was kind of weird.
I know, it's isn't it weird? Yeah. I still have family down there, so I go down there periodically. And then when I went down to Virginia to visit White House, down and back, I saw both.
God, how'd you like paying those fucking tolls? Ugh.
Dude, it is what it is.
Yeah. Anyway.
At least the GW only got to pay once. You know?
Yeah. So let's you roped me into seeing this fucking Bloodsport shit tonight.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah.
Then, like, I found out what it was, and I'm just like, no ropes, knockout or submission only.
I just realized it's starting at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's my main thing, and I got to go travel 2 hours for a job interview tomorrow. So, but my job interview isn't until like 1 o'clock, so I don't have to leave here till like 11. So, but I got it for free because Triller. It's a part of, like, you can't order this on Triller. You can't order this by itself. You have to subscribe to their Triller Plus thing. And they offered me a 7-day trial. So I'm like, shit, I'll watch all the WrestleMania weekend indie bull crap and cancel my shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I got it too. I got the trial.
Match of the show.
Because that used to be the Fight app,
Yep.
and now it's Triller.
Yep.
And I used to order shit from Fight all the time, so I didn't think I was gonna get it. And then I went on a little while ago when you said it was Triller, and I got the 7-day trial too, so I'll check it out.
So there's 2 matches on this show. Well, Gabe Kidd versus Josh Barnett. Meh. I'm not a huge Josh Barnett fan, but whatever. I like Gabe Kidd.
Bloodsport. When they do Bloodsport, it's his.
It started. The very first one was Joey Janela's. So what does that tell you? Or no, sorry, not Joey Janela, Matt Riddle.
No, Joey Janela is
Spring Break.
Spring Break.
Matt Riddle did the first Bloodsport. It was April 5th, 2018 in Louisiana. The main event was originally booked as...
It wasn't Josh Burnett's Bloodsport?
Not the very first one. It was Matt Riddle.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay, interesting.
Dan Severn defeated Chris Dickinson.
Oh, Dan Severn. Oh, dude, Chris Dickinson, my boy.
And then Nick Gage, the bank-addicted drug robber, defeated Timothy Thatcher. But if you fast forward here...
They love him, though. They fucking love him, bro.
Fucking GCW. Brent Lauderdale can suck one. That's all I got to say. Anyway... Fucking just he picked up where that CZW bullshit failed. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
But this one, there's 2 matches here that I think have potential. One is Pete Dunne versus Timothy Thatcher is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
And then, Zack Sabre Jr. and Jonathan Gresham. I'm a huge Gresham fan. I cannot wait to see that one. Honestly.
That actually is a good.
That right there could get Jonathan Gresham signed to WWE.
Either guy, but I think the match will be good.
And then Kratos, who looks like a daggum jacked up. Oh God, the good brother. What's his name? Not Carl. Luke Gallows. Kratos looks like a jacked up Luke Gallows with the haircut and everything. But him and Karrion Kross, I think Karrion Kross, this is his chance to actually do something for a change.
Yeah.
But just
honestly, I got to give them props for loaning out these guys.
Yeah, and you notice there ain't no AEW people on here.
Well, no, because...
Yeah, they don't do GCW shit no more.
I don't think they have anything with GCW in a long
Nope,
time.
ever since the bank
Since Moxley stopped doing it.
Well, that and ever since the bank addicted drug robber cost them the Domino's sponsorship.
Yep.
But no, those 2, and then Natty versus Yamashita, and they got another one here. Shayna Baszler versus Konami might actually be good. Baszler's been on these shows before.
Honestly, too, like that type of show is perfect for Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, it fits the background.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to ask you about where is it? I just saw it. That's the guy from TNA who signed with AEW who should have went to WWE, but I don't think he just debuted last night. I mean,
I didn't see it yet, so
I don't want to see it because he's going to be wasted there. He'll be forgotten about.
I mean, I hope not, but
dude, you can hope all you want to. The hope does you nothing when you know the truth, man. It doesn't. It does you no good to hope.
Let's let it play out a little bit.
No, let's not let it play out. Let's fucking call it like it is.
Honestly, this is the. But and here's the thing, though.
Unless he joins the Death Riders.
I get what you're saying. But this is the type of guy that AEW should bring in. Josh Alexander. This is the type of guy their fan base wants to see.
They're gonna have him.
Will they give it to him? I have no idea.
No, they're gonna have him join the Death Riders.
Not.
They're gonna have him join the Death Riders.
Yeah, I hope. And again, that'll be terrible. And if they do it, I will crush it. I promise you. But what I'm saying is, this is the type of guy that fits into AEW's realm of what they're trying to do with wrestling.
Yeah, he could be their next Bryan Danielson. He could be their next Bryan Danielson.
Like, he should probably fight MJF, and he should fight Hangman, and he should fight Swerve. That's what we want to see. Or even Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see John Moxley. We don't want to see Edge, Cope. I don't care about these people anymore.
How
come on,
funny how
dude,
funny is it?
We honestly, let's, after we get past WrestleMania, we could do a State of AEW podcast and we could go over all this because I'll go on all night.
I mean, how funny is it that I said they're going to sign all the ex WWE guys who want to jump ship and steal a payday, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Edge should not be there.
And then half of them want to go back afterwards.
Yeah. Or they go there because it gets them off the fucking indies. They see how shitty it is, and then they go, oh, WWE doesn't look so bad right now.
Yeah.
Look at Mariah May. Mariah May is going to kill it in NXT. They need Mariah May in NXT. Because I'm telling you, Julia, Bakir, they're going to get called up. So you need someone for Jordynne Grace to face. Now, granted, Mariah May versus Jordynne Grace doesn't even look good on paper. And I have my own feelings on Jordynne Grace. She's a hell of a worker. But me and my son and I were watching a video on her Tuesday. They did a video on her. And she's talking about how she was in the indies. And the only thing that defined her, the only thing that she felt made her stand out was her getting all jacked up. And my son, my 15-year-old son, looks at a picture of her before, looks at a picture of her now, and goes, Dad, steroids really works wonders, don't it? And I couldn't agree with him more. You cannot tell me, if you look at a picture of Jordynne Grace from 3 years ago to now, he's on the fucking juice, okay?
I don't know.
Dude, look at her. Look at her side by side.
Honestly, dude, with the right nutrition and the right training.
And she looked 10 times better when she had a little fat on her.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Whether you like her look better or not, here's what I'm going to say about Jordynne Grace. Her transformation wasn't 5 minutes.
No.
It was a progress over a long period of time.
Well, you can't take the whole vial at once, dude.
Yeah, you could say that.
You gotta stagger that
shit. Listen, I'm a person who struggles with weight. I'm a person who has been in good shape, great shape, bad shape, worse shape, fat, the whole thing. So I kind of know something about it. And the one thing I would say is, to say she was on steroids would be, she looked like she did, in 2017. And she went the way she looks now in 6 months. That's not the case with her. It was over a progression over time, which to me, did she take supplements? Probably. Did she take PEDs? Maybe. Did she take steroids? I don't know, because it's over a long period of time where, with the right nutrition and the right work and the right, just the right ethic, she can do that though. If she has the right body type and everything else.
I love her work, but when I look at her,
but here's the thing with her though. She had a mass on her, and I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. That tells me, if she nutrition right and worked out and lifted weights, she could gain muscle.
Oh yeah,
it's not like
she did powerlifting competitions, dude.
But here's what I would say: it would be more egregious if she was skinny and got jacked than her being heavy and getting jacked.
Let me ask you this, because you know more. You probably know more about this than I do, because I don't follow it. When you do bodybuilding competitions, do they test you?
It depends on what you're doing.
The competition. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it depends on the competition.
A few years back, she did a powerlifting deal, like a couple powerlifting things.
Well,
and she
again,
got
same
fucking.
thing.
Oh man, she looked like.
Sorry, go ahead.
When she did that powerlifting deal and was dieting, and she was on Twitter complaining about her diet, and this is also let's not forget.
Well, part of that might be her cutting weight, because you got to be
as lean as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be at the lower weight and then lift the higher weights, because if you cut down, you're going to be technically stronger than who you're lifting against.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, a lot goes into all that, and it depends on what powerlifting federation or what, there's all natural bodybuilding competitions. There's not natural, and then there's also a debate on what's natural and what's not natural.
Exactly.
Like, some people just say, eating right, working out is the only natural way. And there's other people saying, like, I could eat healthy, I could work out, and I could take natural supplementation that's, over the counter, and that's natural. And some people say it's not. And then you have the other, and then you have the PED side of it. Dude, so there's so much that goes into it.
I just know that when I look at her,
do I think she probably supplemented? Yes. Do I think she took some form of what somebody might consider a PED? Probably. But do I think she did a lot of, like,
I don't think she's doing it like
options? Right. That's what I'm saying. I think she took a lot of.
It's not like Hulk Hogan in the 80s.
She worked out with very hard. Right. That's my point. This is what I'm saying. She did not go from fat to jacked in 6 months because of drugs. It was a few years. She put the work in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with that 100%. But I'm just saying that my personal preference, I liked her better when she had a little bit of cushion on her. She looked more natural.
You told me before you like a lot of gravity.
That's right. That's right. Anyway,
so I get it.
But when I look at her,
shout out Jordan Grace.
When you look at, I don't mean this in a total derogatory way. I mean this in a way that, how can I say this without coming off like a dick? It doesn't look fucking natural.
All the things you've said on air before.
It doesn't look natural. When I look at her, okay. Do you remember when DX?
You know what? You know why? You know why you're saying that?
Why?
And I'm not saying this like calling you sexist and all that. I'm really not saying it that way. But the fact is, you're saying it's not natural because she's a jacked woman.
But she didn't start off that way. Is my thing. That's not her natural build.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is her characteristics as a heavy woman to become a jacked woman is more likely than her being a skinny woman becoming a jacked woman.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I just know that when I look at her,
it's not like she built mass. She decreased the mass, but became jacked. Which is not a stretch. It really isn't.
I know that. Okay, I'm gonna throw it back to you with this. When I look at her, it reminds me of when, and this is such a bad comparison, but I'm gonna make it anyway. You remember in 1998 when DX and the Nation of Domination were feuding, and DX came out with that parody of the Nation, and they had the 1, 2, 3 kid who was the skinniest of them all wearing the fat Mizark Henry suit. You remember that?
I don't remember.
Oh man, you need to go watch it. It's actually funny. But Triple H,
remember. I'm sure I saw it.
Triple H comes out as the Croc with his European belt with IC taped on it. And he's sitting there going, Mizark Henry, what I want to know, you're the world's strongest man, but what I want to know is, how do you get your pecs to go all the way around to your back like that? And then you look at Jordan Grace and her pecs go all the way around to her back. And I'm just like, to me, people can like muscle mommies all they want to, but I'm just like, girl, you probably would have the same amount of power.
I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying, her having mass and converting that mass to muscle is more likely than not having mass. You know what I'm saying?
But she was calling herself Thick Mama Pump back before she gained all that muscle and everything, and I was like, fuck yeah, I like that. You're a thick chick.
Yeah, here's the thing,
but
though.
She's totally lost the thickness.
Mass, though.
She totally lost the thickness.
Right, because because this if you go poundage, the size of muscle weight compared to fat
muscle weighs more than fat. Yeah,
it does. But when you're talking about like physics, forget about the weight.
I mean, and I know the size. I know what people are going to say.
Hold on, the size of a pound of muscle compared to the size of a pound of fat it's vastly different.
And I know what people are going to say. Oh, the big fat ugly motherfucker who's about to go munch on some KFC after he gets done recording his podcast has no room to fucking talk. And you know what?
No, but you're not hating on her. You're just, I get what you're saying.
I liked older Jordan Grace, or younger Jordan Grace before the muscle.
And they do, yeah, but that's.
But then you have personal. But you know what kills me?
I like her better now.
There's a way of doing the muscle. There's a way of putting on muscle and not looking like a teetotal freak, because I find Jade Cargill sexy as a motherfucker, okay? There you go.
I know, dude. I'm with you, bro. And that's, dude. I love Jordan Grace right now. Like I really do. And I get my. You
But when
might
she
like her
tries to
better
wear,
before.
when she tries to wear like feminine clothes, like she came into the ring wearing like these leather pants and a top on Tuesday, and
Dude, tell
it
me right
doesn't
now.
look right. It doesn't look right on her.
If you were like a gym goer, like a gym person, like wouldn't you like? I guess maybe I just understand that culture better. But like, I would want to work, like, have that girlfriend and walk in the gym with her. You know what I'm saying? Like we're fucking badasses together, bro.
That's why she's
like gym
that's why
bros.
she's married to Jonathan Gresham. So
honestly, she's taller and probably kick his ass.
she could. She probably could.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gresham's probably the one that got her. I'll say this
bro,
about Jonathan Gresham. One thing about Gresham, because he is working tonight, that is one of the biggest mistakes Tony Khan ever made, was ditching the title on him and not signing that guy and not keeping him happy. Because that motherfucker can work, and he should be in WWE right now.
Well, that whole scenario, one of the biggest mistakes he made that night, because I was there, was having the title match open the show and not close it. Because it's Ring of Honor always has been that way.
Yep.
And there was a lot of I was in the building that night. There was a lot of mistakes made that late. And that was not a Ring of Honor show. Like I don't care. Like you could call it Ring of Honor all you want. I was there, and I've been to many Ring of Honor shows, and I could get friends on this podcast right now that will tell you that was not a Ring of Honor show. You want to know why? I'll give you one match: Briscoes versus FTR. If you had a real Ring of Honor show, there is no way FTR is over the Briscoes at a real Ring of Honor show. And there was about 7 of us cheering for the Briscoes in that building. And I was one of them. My brother Jigsaw was another. And there was a couple other guys. And the rest of the crowd was cheering for FTR. That was not a Ring of Honor show. Sorry. It's just the fact that it mattered.
I got to pop for something real quick. You're absolutely right, by the way. You're absolutely right. They just announced about 2 hours ago that The Undertaker and Cody Rhodes are coming into Fortnite. And they show like in Fortnite, you don't play video games, so you probably wouldn't know. But they have these people that are like fish people. They look like fish, but they have like arms and legs. They show them in the ring, and one of them, they're all jacked up and muscular, and one of them's sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear bong, and the Undertaker shows up behind the fish dude and fucks him up. It's great.
So
great.
So
I got to get to my KFC. So
let's wrap it up, and we'll reconvene next week, and we can go over the results of all these shows we talked about, and then we'll go from there. But
it depends on my schedule too, because I may be working next weekend. But
during the week, next week, whatever, we'll figure something out.
Well,
and
if I take this driving job, like I told you off air, it's basically taking a truckload of old people to the casino and letting them gamble for about 6 hours.
You talking them on the weekend, right?
Yeah, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'd have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off.
All right. So I mean, listen, we could do a post Mania show on Monday if you want.
That'll work.
I'm down. I'll just have to watch a night one during the day, and we could do it at late afternoon or early evening.
Well, I gotta be honest, man. The Hall of Fame thing at 1:00 in the fucking morning. I'm not watching that live. I'm curious to see what Triple H says.
When's the Hall of Fame?
It's at 1:00 in the morning. They're doing it 10:00 Pacific because they want to do it right after SmackDown. They want to give people time to go get dressed up.
On Friday?
Yeah. This whole Pacific thing, man. The fact that they're actually,
we're not going to cover that anyway.
No, but they're actually doing
Here's what I'll promise you: if you want to do a post show on Monday evening, I'll do it with you, and I will make sure that I've seen WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. Anything else, I can't promise.
That'll work. That'll work for me.
I have to work a lot, all right?
So,
and I'll see Bloodsport tonight too.
Well, I'll watch Bloodsport too. I just
download the app.
But yeah, we'll cover that, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it there. So we will probably see you. We're not going to wait until after Raw. We're going to do it before Raw, like this. But we will see you guys.
You may listen to it after Raw.
Yeah.
We'll do it
And we could give like raw predictions.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. But we'll see you down the road. By the way, Uno, if you're listening,
Good night, everybody.